welcome back to the Total You. I am your hostess, Evangelist Faris Wallace, and we're coming under the direction of Abundant Faith Cathedral, and our bishop is Joel T. Wallace. The last time we were here, I had Elder Paul Collins, Pastor Paul Collins, with me, and he's back again because we wanted to finish our discussion on gluttony. Okay, we were talking about it being a seventh sense. Okay, one of the seven.
Twinkies and gravy. No,
Amen. But we're talking about it, but I want him to reintroduce himself.
Again, my name is Paul, Pastor Paul Collins. Great to be back.
All right, we thank him because we wanted to finish this discussion because he has done something that a lot of people have done. Okay, we know that we have a lot of people who come in and off the TV even.
Yeah.
And I was just reminded of a TV commercial we have. It's with the football players.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have the lawyer who comes in. The football players come in with chips and popcorn.
Right.
Okay, and these husky guys. Okay, and the lawyer comes in with a bowl of salad.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a difference in the way we perceive food.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like TV propagates all of that food
Big
that
time.
we eat.
Big time.
Every time you turn around, you can be not hungry. And you can look at a TV commercial and it's like, ooh, that looks good.
That is nice.
Yeah, so it's like we think, oh, maybe I should try that.
Yeah.
And it's, so the TV also has a way of influencing what we eat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not just TV. Internet. When I was talking about my little pod thing, I had a saying, I was like, thank God for the algorithm, but also that can get you in trouble because these days, whether it's on your phone, and it's worse with internet because they know what your browsing history is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? On TV,
that's what it is.
Because think about this. Remember how you watch certain things on TV and they're showing, so if say it's in the daytime, they're showing stuff about retirement.
Okay.
About so they're doing commercials based on who they think the overall audience is because that's probably what their research is based on. But if you are browsing restaurants, or like with me, I get in trouble because I'm on the shoe, gym shoes or looking at but it helped me when I was looking for suits.
Okay.
It popped up, and so we're inundated. Like you said, we're inundated with, if you're thinking, man, a cheeseburger night, you go to a restaurant and you could be looking at something totally different. And underneath that is like stuff for the restaurant you were looking at.
And that's why now, I've been trying to learn how to cook. Okay. And it's like I pull up recipes and now all I see now are recipes for this and recipes for this and showing me how to do this. So that's why.
It's the algorithm. There we go.
So I'm trying to lose weight, but I'm trying to learn how to cook and it's not gelling too good. Okay. So today we're going to talk about something he did.
Yeah.
Okay. And one of the things you did was to start a diet. And what we're going to talk about is a keto diet.
Keto, yeah.
Okay, remember we said there are a lot of diets out there? Well, keto diet is the trend now.
Yeah, yeah.
Go for it.
And you know what's crazy? Actually, now they call it keto.
Okay, come on.
So years ago, my wife Kenya, what's that? Atkins, right?
Okay.
Atkins is a form of keto. And I used to tease her because she would, because so it was a certain thing because again, I wasn't informed. So I'm saying, so you mean to tell me, I can eat a cheeseburger, I can eat hot wings, I can eat bacon, and still be healthy. I didn't know, the medical, the scientific, I'm gonna say the scientific part of that. And I even used to tease her about the guy who created Atkins, right?
Okay, yes.
He died. It wasn't funny that he died, but he slipped and hit his head on some ice and ended up passing away.
Okay.
And I would tell her, look, keto didn't save him, and I'm just, I was being bad. But because I didn't understand, and in my mind, you don't need to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? Or today, and it's like, this is extreme. That's what I'm thinking. This is extreme. but we don't think, eating 20 20 pieces of chicken is extreme, or eating we don't think that.
I had a diet once where I could eat 6 hot dogs. I had a good time. 6 hot dogs. That was good. I mean,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
back in the day too, it wasn't just the Atkins. Go back a little bit further because I'm a little bit older.
Uh-huh.
It was called the high protein diet.
Yeah. So so what, it's like the Bible, right? There's nothing new under the sun. Everything that's been done has been done again. And now they call it keto.
Yeah.
And so then again, I made fun because I didn't understand, but going back to what we were talking about before,
Okay.
I had it wasn't even an episode. It was based on me changing my way of living. I also made up my mind I wanted to have regular checkups.
Okay.
And I used to be that person that the doctor say, or they say, well, what's your doctor's name? I don't know. When the last time you been to the doctor? I haven't been sick. Why would I go to the doctor? I was like that person.
Okay.
And so in that change, I also wanted to, start having regular checkups. So this was like my second year of having regular checkups, and I changed jobs. That's a whole nother video, right? And so when I went into the doctor's office and they weighed me, I used, like I said, I always hovered around 240, 245, 250.
Okay.
And I was like 270 something. And I was like, wow, like I've never been, that big. And then they did the blood, panel, whatever they call it.
Okay.
And even though I didn't understand everything, it kind of explains, this is what you should be, or this is what normal is, and this is above normal. And I'm looking down the line, and it's like, okay, good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Oh, I got down to the blood sugar.
Okay.
And so I had already, they had told me, you pre-diabetic. They consider pre-diabetic. And so again, I knew it was, and so now I come back and it's official.
Uh-oh.
It's like it went from 6.0, I think it was like 7.2. And so
wait, before he started,
yeah.
These 6.0 and these 7. Those are A1C.
A1C.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the measurement for the sugar levels that's in your body at a certain time, or percentage of it.
Yeah.
So normal is 6 and below.
Yeah. And so,
but now you're up to 7.
I'm 7.2. Okay. And so it was no longer pre-diabetic. I was considered diabetic.
Okay.
I hadn't even seen my doctor yet. So I just got, and then they send it to you and you pick on your phone. And so I'm in alarm mode. I am petrified of needles. So I'm thinking, Kim's gonna have to give me shots if I have to take shots, because I'm not doing it myself, and you just the emotion and you're thinking, man, beating yourself up, and so anyway, I say, well, I need to change something, and change it now. And I just started, researching stuff. And one of the things I came across, I think I came across the one guy I was talking about, he's not a doctor. His page called Beating Diabetes. And so they were talking about the benefits of low carb lifestyles. They weren't saying diets. They're saying that you have to change your lifestyle to low carb, And so as I began to watch, I started just consuming all these videos. And it's gotten, like you said, the more you watch something, then you hear videos of other people, doing the same thing. And so I just, I head first, jumped in with the basic knowledge I had. So the basic knowledge was I knew I had to stop drinking sugary drinks, which was, and that was a big one. Potato chips. Those two things alone, that was breakfast, iced tea and chips. So I knew, certain things. And so I just jumped in. I went to the grocery store and bought some stuff that was considered low carb. And like that first maybe month, I was Rambo. Like I mean, I hardly ate no carb, and the more I looked, it was like, okay, so I had to ask myself, now is this sustainable?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And number two, is it, I know everybody probably, is it healthy? Just, you know what I'm saying? And so what ended up happening was, even to now, it's kind of like, I ain't gonna say hybrid. It's just, if I eat carbs, There may be in the day. They're not a lot, you know.
Okay.
I'm like one of my things now.
Burn it off.
Yeah. One of my things is chili. So, but I'll eat it with no beans.
Okay.
Because so that's the, you know, even though beans have fiber and that, but I eat no beans. I might eat more crackers with it, but I ain't going crazy. But then later that day, I'll have, you know, lower. But anyway, so I ended up going back to the doctor, maybe some months later.
Okay.
And I went from a 7.2.
Okay.
Back to a 6.0.
Okay.
Not only that, I started losing weight. At that point, I might have lost 30 some pounds, 20 some pounds.
Okay.
And the doctor I told him and he said, hey, whatever
you're doing,
keep doing it. You know, because he probably was ready to put me on medication.
Did he even mention a keto diet at any time?
No, nobody. This was me just thinking I need to do something. You know, and for me, the scientific part was rational. You know, for instance, again, I can't find it for everybody, but what really was the scientific part was this. And if I can look at my own life, right, what happens with diabetes is eventually your body stops processing sugar. And for me, it was because breakfast was, you know, a McGriddle sandwich, which is 2 pancakes, you know, with and a hash brown, which is, you know, carb, and the biggest lemonade, a drink. So that's all carb based. Okay. Then lunchtime would be a cheeseburger with this big old bun and French fries and another pop. And then if we have dinner, it's back, you know, fried chicken, you know, corn, which is carb, mac and cheese. So I'm even dating my body with a whole bunch of carbs. So my body was like, you know, we can't. And so I'm like, the scientific part makes sense. And what they're saying is, hey, if you can, you know, forego the carbs, which was super hard to do, your body, we're talking about keto, goes into ketosis. And ketosis is basically your body, instead of burning fat. Yes. I mean, instead of burning carbs, it burns fat. Right. And so I'm going to give you a definition of what they do. Yeah. Okay. It says, technically speaking, you're in ketosis when your blood ketones are higher than a 0.5 millimoles, or when it goes up to 3. Yeah. Now when your body starts burning the fat, it burns into a ketone. Yeah. Okay. When you start accumulating the ketones in your body says you're in ketosis. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And that's what they're saying. More fat. Wait, the thing is, when you burn fat, it doesn't stop when you go to sleep or you don't eat. Yeah, it keeps going. Yeah. Because you got to have energy, and it's like it's looking for something to burn. There you go. Keep you going. So it's going to keep on burning the fat whether you're eating it or not. Yeah. So that's why they said, and I'm going to mention this too. When you said you were back into the diabetic portion, the reason I asked about the doctor saying if it was, they mentioned the keto diets, because they actually say the keto diets are good for diabetics. Right. Yeah. They are good for the diabetics because you're limiting the carbohydrates. Right. And so here you are limiting your carbohydrates and you're making your pancreas not work so hard. Right. And so you're also burning off that excess fat. Yeah. So keto, if there's someone out there who's asking if you're a diabetic, is a keto diet safe? Most doctors will say yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, see, and so I don't. For me, it was. I think that's how it was. I might have think about diabetes, and then I would see something that says, you know, diabetes can be reversed, and so here's the thing, even with that, right? So anything I read or videos I watch, I still watch it with a tone of, you know, everybody's selling something. You know what I'm saying? I know. And so some people right intentions, but at the same time, even for people to say, well, my diabetes was cured, I wouldn't know if that would be the correct terminology, because the thing is, if you go back to what it was, it might come back, worse than it did.
And then they go back to eating the same way they did before, and you're back into the same mode, so you're back into being a diabetic again.
There you go. So with anything, you could say that my diabetes can be controlled,
right?
To the point where I could have without medication, a better, for some people, a better quality of life. It's controlled. I wouldn't say that it's cured, because I believe me, there's times I ate other stuff and sometimes, I was coming to go because I was like, because my body is like, what in the world, are you doing, or like I said, try not to eat it fast. Your body and 11 o'clock, and I eat a little bag of Doritos, and I'm tripping. I'm really, I'm thinking, what? It's 11 o'clock and you eating, and so.
Yeah. I'm going to go this. Okay, remember I just mentioned about
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they want to know if they're in ketosis, they test their urine for strips.
Yeah.
And this is what most diabetics do too.
Okay.
They'll test it to see if they're burning that fat.
Right.
And this is the indication if you're in ketosis.
Okay.
And you want to stay in ketosis when you're on a keto
diet. Right.
You don't want to get into ketosis and then say, oh, I'm in ketosis, and then you go back to eating all the carbs again. Right. You want to stay in ketosis. Right. And I had to look things up because I wanted to figure out what this keto diet.
So, right.
I went and bought some literature.
Look at that's me.
I'm like, wait a minute, there's a steak in here. Wait, there's
that's a lot of good stuff. A lot of
good stuff in here to eat, and I'm like, okay. And I love avocado.
Me too. Guacamole.
All these foods I can still eat.
Yeah.
And I can I can put myself in ketosis. But I'm gonna ask, when you were on this diet, did you get sluggish, mentally?
Well, they call it the keto flu. They call it the keto flu.
Yeah.
They say so. They'd be like, well, there are certain things that let you know that you're going ketosis. They say some people get keto flu. Some people keto flu is sluggish, or they say sometimes you have your breath is bad, or certain other things. Your urine smells a certain way, and I don't think I got that per se as far as the keto flu. But I could tell I could tell something was going on in my body.
Okay.
You could tell something is going on in your body. And again, for me, I just wanted, at one point it was like, okay, so what can I do that's sustainable? And then you find out certain things, like you were saying, if you're on this, well, holidays roll around, and then I'll say, okay, well, I'll get a plate. I mean, I don't go crazy, just like, well, I'm gonna get, a plate. But one of the things I found as me personally, eventually every day will end up being a holiday.
Once you start off,
it's Thanksgiving. Okay, it's Thanksgiving. And then it's like, okay, okay, cool. But we still got mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. And we're gonna do some fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? So, and you have to constantly be aware of what it is that you're putting in your body.
The thing too is, okay, did you have a hard time? Did you go by a set pattern or plan or anything like that?
So since I knew the basics, and what I mean by the basics, it was, again, anything that's carb based or sugar based was a no-no. So nothing that was sugar, nothing that was carbs. We were talking about before, no. I changed like far as oils. Like I cook everything now in olive oil or avocado oil. Those are the two that I use. So I knew the basics. So what I was doing was, or what I do. So before low carb bread, which I don't eat a ton of bread. We used to eat a ton of bread, but say it's a hamburger. Mm-hmm. I'll make a hamburger, no bun.
Yes.
Maybe some onions, which even though onions have a little sugar in it, but onion, mustard. No ketchup, and I was a ketchup person. No ketchup. And then instead of fries, I would do a salad. I would do some green beans, or even, I got fancy. What do you call it? Caprese salad.
Oh,
mozzarella and tomatoes. So I would chop mozzarella. I would buy the ball, mozzarella ball, chop the little mozzarella, chop the tomatoes. I'm using like Himalayan sea salt.
Yes.
A little olive oil, and that's like, or if I eat chicken, a chicken breast with veggies or chicken breast with salad, that. And so once I found the groove of that,
okay,
it was easier. And then, like I said, but your goddaughter, wait did she see this? She would,
bring over the desserts.
If she would go over better in the sense of she would fried chicken, grilled chicken a lot, but then it's broccoli, eggs, potatoes.
Okay.
And it's like, she made, mashed, and I'm a potato person. So, I mean,
okay,
every now and then I still say, well, I get a couple spoons of potatoes and still eat. I just don't go crazy.
And see, this is what I wanted to make too. A lot of people think that because you're on a keto diet, you cut out all the
right, no, right, and you don't.
And that's not the truth.
Right.
It's only a limitation of there's a certain amount of carbs you have to have in your body in order to make it work. And I'm gonna say this too, that what they call keto flu is because your body is now changing over from the glucose,
the fat
that it likes, to ketones.
Yeah.
Okay, that brain of ours loves glucose.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't function too well when it's on just ketones.
Right.
It loves glucose. Our brain functions on glucose. It loves the sugar.
Yeah.
And so when you go through that keto flu, it's because your brain is like, oh, I'm not sure if I like these keto. It gets a little bit sluggish and it has to build itself back up to, okay, you ketones, you got to make more energy for me because I'm not dealing with these, ketones too well. So it has to rev itself back up to realizing that its source of energy now is not the sugar, it's the ketones.
It's the ketones, right.
And so that's that keto flu.
Yeah.
You got to do it. And it doesn't last.
It's a couple of days.
A couple of days, and then you're back to normal.
Yeah.
Because your body says, okay, I got this under control.
You done made the adjustment.
I've done this now. And so it does. That's what the keto does. And it's something that we can live with.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that because we put a name on it, that it's not something that is livable.
And it's and again, there's extremes. Like, so you have people that eat what's called carnivore, and they basically don't eat nothing. So again, like you said, everything should be balanced. And so I do eat like certain carbs, but again, I go back to try healthier. For instance, I love guacamole, and so what I do is I buy these, and now they're programmed, right? I buy these green corn chips.
Okay.
If you look at the ingredients, it's corn, sea salt, organic most of the time, and organic sunflower oil. That's it. Okay. That's what they make them with. Okay. And so we
start making our own, right?
Oh, it's nuts. And so instead of potato chips, that's what I eat. But like I said, I'll eat something like that. That'll be my, because even though it's carb, it's like more of a complex carb, and it's not, even like popcorn. Like, we were all huge microwave popcorn fans. And so they have this purple popcorn, right? It's a little sweeter to taste than regular popcorn. But you have to pop it. And I'm a master of popping popcorn at this point by now. And so we do it, and instead of butter or whatever, we put it in a pan with olive oil. Okay. Pop the popcorn, then I put Himalayan sea salt. They were laughing at me at first. They're like, this is so strange. And then everybody tried it. That's the only way Jordan eats popcorn now. Oh. Because it's, so it's healthier. So we all eat it together. It's like, okay, well,
it's something to eat on a different basis. And we've got a chance to change the way we eat.
Yeah.
That's going to be on a long-term basis.
It's going to make us healthy.
But on a keto diet, they say, ask how long can you stay on it? They don't want you to stay in ketosis.
Forever, right.
Forever.
Right,
so
right.
It's not a lifestyle. It's not a change that you want to maintain forever.
Right, definitely. And like you say, for was diabetic, for me, it was, like you said, the carbs, I was fine, you know, and so, but again, there's, like, let's not admit, there's always that, desire to go. Yeah. That's why everybody has to kind of be on the same page, or you have to be determined. And see, then too, okay, because I said we can't stay on this ketosis all the time. Right. We can't continually do it. Why? Because our body is changing. Yeah. But it's also putting our body under some stress. Right. Too. Definitely. Definitely. It's putting your kidneys under some stress. Yeah. And so that's why they said don't stay on it for more than a year. Right. Right. So when you get off, we're not going to go back, but we're going to do what they call now a dirty keto. There you go. You got to be simple. And then, right. And then I think because the part of it is, now that I'm aware not just to the sugar aspect, I'm also aware more of the nutrition. And so overall, I'm trying to eat more healthy, whether it's good or not. I'm trying to stay away from bad carbs. Like I just started back eating. I'm going to church. I got some apples, and every day I've been taking, an apple. Okay. Slice. And that's early in the morning. I probably wouldn't eat an apple later on in the day. So early in the morning, I would have an apple and maybe some cheese, and that was like, that was breakfast. And then lunchtime, so usually I do 2 meals a day. Okay. My other meal is something small, and so again, that's. You are starving yourself? No, I mean, and here, right. So, down to bed. Okay. So that's what we're doing. We peanuts, and Kenya has worms and so or the guacamole. So we're definitely snackers, and I try to bear that in mind, because I catch myself, and it's you watching TV and you just it's like I'm not even really hungry, but and there's things like we were talking about the gum thing, water. And I used to think that if you drink some water, if you're hungry and you drink some water, it'll curb. Yeah, it'll curb. It might take a couple minutes, but it'll curb. Why don't you? You filled up your stomach with all that liquid, and so it's like, okay, I'm full now. Yeah, and that works, and that works. And so my aim, is like you say, not necessarily maintaining a keto regimen, but just eating healthy and being armed with things that I know that may not agree with my situation. Back to the definition of gluttony. Mm-hmm. There we go. Being a mindful eater rather than an unmindful. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to strive not to be. Unmindful, right, definitely. We don't want to be a gluttonous person. We want to be a mindful person who's eating what? Healthy. Healthy, yeah, healthy. And that takes, like you were saying, you educated yourself. Yeah. And it doesn't matter, well, because you've had access to internet now. Mm-hmm. And we've got books. Yeah. We've got so much literature and things out there to help us to do this. But we can have it. Yeah. But if we don't practice it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. To practice what we've learned. Yeah. And to learn how to control where we. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. We thank you. I wanted to say, come on. I have enjoyed having you with me. I've enjoyed being. Total You. We're talking about gluttony. Yeah. We're talking about diets. We're talking about the keto. We're talking about just being mindful. And I forgot to ask him about something that he does for the community, but I'm going to have him back again. Okay. Okay. We're going to talk to him about his ministry. Yeah. All right. But thank you for tuning in to the Total You. We're on at 7 every night. Get it. 7 o'clock every night. Amen. So please join us for the Total You. Thank you.